self-worth, it has to get its validation from somewhere. And if you're not giving it yourself that self-confidence, that worthiness yourself internally, the psyche is saying, yes, I'm enough, I can do this, it will seek it externally. And this is where a lot of problems happen in life. Now, in business and money, this could be from checking analytics all the time. Why do we check analytics? Like continuously. I'm not talking about like once a week, like every single day or whatever. Because we need to validate that this is working. And the reason we need to validate it's working is because this process is validating us. You see, so the external business, external money, everything is related to us. If it's doing well, we're doing well. If we're making, millions, if we're selling loads of products, if we're getting a big audience, if whatever it is we're doing, we feel great. If it goes down, or if something happens to our financial situation or whatever, we feel terrible because our self-worth has attached itself to those external situations because it seeks validation. It must seek it from somewhere. We're not giving it that validation, so of course it's going to seek it from somewhere. And it means that we're, as I said, bad at negotiating. We feel that there's a limit, financial limit. So if I said to you, I'm going to give you $5,000 or £10,000 a month for the next 10 years, how does that feel? Do you feel that that's good? Do you feel that you're worthy to receive that? And also, if we start to increase that, let's say, all right, let's start with $5,000 or $10,000, 15. When does it start feeling uncomfortable to you? But even more so, when does it start feeling so foreign that it's completely, I can't even imagine it. My meditation state and I'm visualizing it. I can't even visualize it because it's so foreign to me. Where is that limit? And so you start to see that this is all part of the self-worth. And so this then leads us to think, well, come on, what are we supposed to do in this world? Well, it's difficult enough. How do we deal with this? And it's understandable to think, well, what we need to do is to go from low self-worth to high self-worth. That's exactly the understanding that I went through in my own mind, was that if I go from here to there, problem solved, right? But you still, yes, technically it could solve a lot of problems because you feel much better about yourself, but there's always that validation of the external world and what there is. And whatever's happening externally is very fragile, because if it breaks, then we break. There's so many people who have had high self-worth, but they still have their self-worth attached to the external world. And you see a lot of very successful people in life, and something happens to them, a divorce, a bankruptcy or something, and they just collapse. They stop taking care of themselves physically, mentally, eating bad food, drinking, whatever, There's so many things that happen. And that's a whole different part of self-worth. But it goes to show that it's not always about attaching it to self-worth. What many people advise, and what's the strongest route, and what I found, is detaching yourself from the external. And this is what they often say in a lot of ancient philosophies as well, so Stoicism, ancient Hermeticism, and ancient Egypt, etc., is that you need to see the illusion of life and the illusion of self-worth itself, and transcend this through purification. And instead, you as an individual see that, this is not, you are very powerful. You're very pure, and this feeling that you feel is not you. But what this means in practical sense today is that you detach your external situations from how you feel internally. And I'll use myself as a quick example, just so you can see it in practice. Say, for example, so I post podcasts on YouTube and a few other social medias I have. And let's say, for example, I'm on YouTube and I have two videos. One gets 1 million views. Everybody loves me. Oh, they're saying, you should see the comments. They're saying, oh, Jamie, you're a genius. You're doing amazing stuff here. Then I have a different video. And let's say Oh gosh, 10,000 views. Everybody's a critic. Jamie, you're a moron. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, I have to take a step back. I need to see these the same, not differently, the same, because they are not part of me, if you see what I mean. They are separate entities. The self-worth is internal, so the external situations is not a part of me. And another one or two other points to mention that's very, very useful and often not spoken about is when you speak, follow through with your words. If you say you're going to go on a diet, if you say you're going to look after your body more, or educate yourself, and you're going to do a new routine, follow it. Don't lie to yourself. If you say this is it, then do it. Make sure your actions and your words are aligned, because when you start to act, your inner confidence and your inner self-worth starts to believe, actually, when I say something, I'm going to do it. And when I do it, it's an internal verification of who I am, and not the external source, but internal.